did you have to ever resist the temptation to sort of psychologize them too much and have a sort of neat kind of psychological explanation for each person's kind of
Yeah.
drifting into that area of addiction?
Because I mean, there are at least as many neat psychological explanations as there are characters in this book.
Yeah.
You know, and so it would have been very easy to kind of assign
Yeah.
each one. And to an extent, I kind of know about each of their backgrounds in quite a lot of detail, and within the book, some of the characters go into that
Yeah.
in a fair amount of detail, and some of them just kind of hint towards it and gesture towards it.
Mhm.
But also, I was trying to be fairly clear about the fact that people are also making their own choices. You know, people are not victims,
No.
exclusively victims. And people have made, especially the main character, you know, Robert, the guy who's found dead at the beginning. He essentially drinks himself to death over 15, 20 years, and there's a lot of choice involved in that.
Mhm.
You know, and so I wanted to be quite clear about that. You know, not just make people completely
Sort of
victims.
victims, yeah.
While somewhere overhead, Anne still lies in the belly of the helicopter as it clatters over the landscape, angry and low, its shadow rising and falling as he looks up at the faces around him and feels the warm embrace of the morphine flooding through his broken body. While men with rifles and rucksacks full of heroin scramble over the mountain passes which cross the border into Iran, making their way down to the roads, where convoys of Toyota pickups are waiting to race across the plains towards the city, tensed for battle against the government soldiers who are waiting for them. Soldiers who are now checking their weapons and sipping mint tea, listening to the evening's briefing, watching the sun dip behind the mountains and wondering why they should sacrifice their lives to interrupt this torrent of wealth passing through their land on its way to the marketplaces and back rooms of the city, to the Turkish border and far beyond.